Welcome to Charlotte, North Carolina for this matchup between the Independents and Central Valley Fuego, presented by Novant Health. Welcome one and all to the broadcast here on ESPN+. My name is Mark Schoenster. Looking forward to this one. The second time these two teams have met here at American Legion Memorial Stadium. And we might be having a lot of fun here between these two high-octane sides as we look at where they sit in the standings, brought to you by Bird Song Brewing Company. A victory for either of these teams would push them up to third place, albeit it could be temporary given we have a slate of games tomorrow. But needless to say, 3 points puts you in a better spot when the chaos ensues in the games tomorrow. And hopefully, should they fall your way, then you could still be in a good spot. As we look at our great clips player to watch, early in the season, Trezer Mbuyu was carrying the load, scoring a lot of goals, led the Golden Boot race. And yes, the wealth has been stretched out a little bit among other teammates, but he is still such a key part to this team. And with their formation change, he's going to have a little bit more freedom, more space on that left side, maybe more chances for him to get past players, beat guys one-on-one, and score some more goals for the Jacks. Meanwhile, Central Valley have a bevy of attacking options, and Victor Falk has made his presence known given the performance he had last weekend. He took center stage with a brace against his former team, earned Player of the Week. He's mainly been the engine driving the team forward, but if he's given the keys, he can also score as well once he gets inside that 18. As you can see here, he can use his foot from a set-piece spot. He can use his head off crosses. They'll be looking for him to continue that form here today. Well, it's the Fuego and the Jacks coming up next. Should be a lot of fun here. Before we get to kickoff, we'll also give you a flashback. The last time these two teams played, it was pretty hectic. You're not going to want to miss it right here on ESPN+.
Pain can't wait. That's why Novant Health is making access to orthopedic care easier than ever. Same-day appointments, after-hours care available for urgent needs, and the safest care in the region. Book now.
Drink it in. Powerful, vibrant, nutrient-rich fuel for healthy, active, experience-rich lives. So you can be your best self, live your best life, and rule the day.
Hi, I'm Scott, and I love Chick-fil-A nuggets because the flavor is unparalleled. As soon as you bite into them, you're in a happy place. The seasoning is perfect.
Hey, I'm Giovanni, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A nuggets is that they're perfectly breaded. There's just that right amount of crisp. I don't know what they're doing in the kitchen, but it's pure magic.
Well, folks, it's only 8 a.m., and it's going to be another hot one. Today's high is 85 degrees, with lows ranging in the upper 50s. Tomorrow's more of the same, plus some light wind coming in from the northeast. Coming up at 8:30, Paul's got an exclusive,
Babe,
heartwarming
it's
story.
8 a.m.
Fried chicken, better with Pepsi.
Drink it in. Powerful, vibrant, nutrient-rich fuel for healthy, active, experience-rich lives. So you can be your best self, live your best life, and rule the day.
Pain can't wait. That's why Novant Health is making access to orthopedic care easier than ever. Same-day appointments, after-hours care available for urgent needs, and the safest care in the region. Book now.
Novant Health is the official health provider of the Charlotte Independents. Go to novanthealth.org to learn more. As we get things underway in just a moment here between the Jacks and the Fuego, let's take a look back at the last time these two teams played. And if you don't remember, I don't blame you. It was all the way back at April 8th, back when we were still trying to get a gauge on these two teams as brand new League One sides. And there was a lot of explosives and fireworks to gauge and take in. It was a wild, wild game, including 3 goals in under 10 minutes in the first half. And then the second half kicked around. There it's 2-2. In the 89th minute, Shalom Duty would make it 3-2 and seeming like a victory for Charlotte Independents. But in the 96th minute, feast your eyes on this. Punched away, Bijev, whoop! Wow. It's just an incredible matchup. If we get anything like that today, we are in for a treat. As we look at the starting lineups brought to you by Adidas. So Mike Jeffries is shifting to a back 4. It was a little bit difficult of an adjustment period against Tucson, but with each game, it should get smoother and smoother. It may end up helping Trezer Mbuyu out, But on top of that, of course, he's got a lot of help around him. Chris Hager scored a game-winning goal in that Tucson game for those who weren't able to see it. Meanwhile, on the Fuego side, pretty familiar lineup. Vijev back in the starting spot after coming off the bench last weekend against the Richmond Kickers. Ozzy Ramos, Victor Falk, player of the week, the guy we highlighted prior to the break. They've got a lot of firepower on this team, and it's a matter of, can you not just slow down one or two players, can you slow down all of them, especially with guys like Falk stepping up as more centerpieces of the team and not particularly the highlight attackers. It just makes them more and more dangerous to handle. Also worth noting, Sam Strong came on loan just this past week, getting his first ever start with the Central Valley Fuego. Of course, he played with Fresno FC just a couple years prior. Both teams getting themselves ready to go here. Our head official for this match is Emma Richards. Charlotte donning the blue. Meanwhile, Fuego in all white, the same kits they wore in that April affair. As we look at the injury report brought to you by Novant Health. Some big names missing for Central Valley, and then Talboys and Luqueta, also big presence on this Charlotte side that have been consistent guys throughout the year, are not going to be able to play here today. Also worth noting, last second Will Vint also listed as unavailable. Fans, it's not too late to get your Matteo's Pizza order in for halftime. Go to UncleMatteos.com to place your halftime order now. Fans, the Jacks will return to American Legion Memorial Stadium in exactly 1 week to take on Fort Madison on Friday, August 5th at 7 p.m. A portion of ticket sales will be donated to the Ukrainian Congress Committee of America Charlotte branch. Fans can also make donations in buckets throughout the stadium on match day. Head to charlotteindependence.com to learn more. I'd worry of a lightning delay. That's why we're kicking off just 10 minutes later than anticipated. But the fans have shown up either way. If they remember the last game, they weren't going to miss out on seeing these two teams duke it out again. It's been a hot minute, though, since they've played. A lot has changed, but one thing I would anticipate remains the same, and that's both these teams like to score goals. They've proven it all season. And I would anticipate them proving it again today, even though I'm sure both coaches would like for defensively they limit the attacking prowess of the opposition. But will they accomplish that? That remains to be seen here in the next 90 minutes. Just the second time these two teams have played each other. Both of them taking place here at American Legion Memorial Stadium. And we're underway. Central Valley and Charlotte doing battle. Once again, my name is Mark Schoenster. Excited to be on the broadcast here. Could be an electric 90 minutes of football. Duty will settle it down. See how Charlotte does with the back four today. Did it in the Tucson game to mixed results. But of course, when you're gonna shake things up formation-wise in the middle of the season, you're gonna hit some bumps in the road, and it's gonna be not the cleanest to start. You just kind of have to work it out. As you hear the drums, we saw the fans. Always nice to get back home and play in front of your home fans. Asked Mike Jeffries about how everyone's spirits are. He said everybody's in good spirits. He said the win versus Tucson certainly helps, as it's some early pressure there from Corey Bennett. Definitely a jostle there between Renato Bustamante and Shalom Duty. It'll be a free kick for the visitors. Here's a look again on the AccuVision LASIK replay. One last weekend in Tucson. That certainly helps the mood and eases the rigors of a road trip across the country. That's what Mike Jeffries is telling me. He said going from the staff down to the players, 3 points is a relief. He also mentioned that he has empathy for these Western teams that don't have a Greenville, a North Carolina FC, or a Richmond right on by. So the Tucsons, the Central Valleys, I think you could lump Omaha into that in a more minor instance. And you've got Santa Barbara coming. Northern Colorado, another team you could bring up. Used to be just Tucson. Really had empathy for their situation back then, but League One is stretching to the west. Dimmick trying to get it out of back of their pitch. Some running from Alexis Cerritos. Getting just his third start. Wanted to get him more minutes. Oh, they're starting, so minutes are to be had. They'll take it quickly. So Charlotte's feeling good. Confidence is good. And that same thing could be said about Central Valley. Rattling off 2 straight wins. Martin Vasquez said that we're doing well. He said, we want to play a good 70 to 80 minutes. We sort of scraped one out against Northern Colorado last second. We also had a lapse in the middle of the Richmond game. Plus, that game was a bit of a weird one. They had 2 red cards, even if I didn't really agree with them. That's what Martin Vasquez was telling me. He said, but we had 2 nice goals, and we're just going to take it one game at a time as we take a look at the head honcho for Central Valley. He said before that game, the mission, get a 2nd straight win. It's a mission accomplished. I'm sure. Similarly, he's saying, let's find a 3rd straight win. Why not? And here they come. Their first foray forward. Here's a shot. William Bijev, the one winding up for it. Now Michael Hornsby. Mentioned Sam Strong when we look at the lineup. First start for Central Valley. Ramos getting tripped up by Corey Bennett. Another whistle from our head official, Emma Richards. Bijev able to hold up with Santos on his back there. Now Cerritos couldn't get it past Mbuyu. Casillas with pushes going forward. And the whistle will be blown a bit late there after Diego Casillas got clipped up with Clay Dimmick. He's clutching his right knee. Certainly not something you want to see. So we look at once again on the Activision LASIK replay. Oh, he just got his knee clacked there by Clay Dimmick's knee. Hope it's nothing serious. Casillas, such a flexible player for Central Valley. Martin Vasquez gave him praise for how well he's done sliding into that right back spot in Nathan Smith's absence. Smith is not an easy guy to replace. Casillas has done well, even if it's not the preferred position on the pitch that Fuego had in mind. He has slipped in and done it justice. Jeffries looking for win number 7 on the season. Currently 6, 7, and 4. Getting up on his own. It's a positive sign. He's got to be careful with the knees. Midfielder, born in Mexico. He's been one of the many bright spots individually for Central Valley this season. It looks like he's going to come back in, which is the best case scenario. But for now, Ozzy Ramos will stand behind this free kick. Swinging ball comes in. And that'll be out of harm's way. He's been way back onto the game. There he is. Celebrating its 75th anniversary, Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of USL League One. Choose what you play with at www.selectsportamerica.com. Select, League's choice, player's choice. Well, this is best case scenario. After that, you always have to hold your breath when a player is clutching their knee. Sometimes it just takes a funky collision like that to really mess you up. But all is well. Hornsby goes down. Omar Sis, another one of the goal scorers in that game against Tucson. Now Bijev, on the same page with Victor Falk there. Ends up losing the ball for Central Valley. Here's our first good look at Ofek Antman. Talking about bright stars on this Fuego team. Antman is not one you can leave out of that conversation. Foul. Oberton bearing down on him. Nifty step there from Bijev. Couldn't get it forward. Now Cerritos. Good step, shaking off two defenders. Falk now. Fuego just bearing down as this shot skies wide.
Independence fans,
Ozzy Ramos scored in the first meeting between these two. It's his only goal of the season. Maybe he's thinking, time for goal number 2 on the season. Aquafina is the official water of the Charlotte Independence. When the game heats up, cool down with Aquafina. Currently sitting at 85 degrees, or roughly that in Charlotte. Of course, overcast. Have to stay hydrated. Not that that's not the case in any other game, but especially in this humid area of the country, gotta keep up with it. As that one gets deflected out. Novant Health has locations all across North Carolina. Head to novanthealth.org to learn which location is closest for you when you need it. Talking about that Tucson game a little bit for Charlotte. I asked Mike Jeffries about it. It was a 3-2 victory. Here's Bustamante. He'll be called for the foul after pushing Shalom Duty, possibly returning the favor from earlier in the game. Jeffries said, we wanted to start that game well against them. We were in it from the beginning. He said, but like in the past, we lose concentration after goals, both for and against us. It's been an issue all season. Then in the second half, he felt they were in a good place. Then a heck of a storm came in, as he put it. So he was proud of how the guys came out and fought despite that adversity. It's about 2 hours, roughly, they had to wait to play the last 10 minutes of the game. And they scored in that time to win the game 3-2, take 3 points on the road. I just remember my jaw dropping when I found out they scored at what was, if I remember correctly, roughly 2 a.m. in Eastern time, which I'm sure a quick trip to Tucson's not gonna adjust your body clock that quickly. So for them, it probably felt like that. Just astonishing.
Devil's Logic throwing caution issued to the Independence number 5, Shalom Duty.
Duty getting in trouble there with our head official, Emma Richards. It'll be his 7th yellow card of the season. This yellow card brought to you by Devil's Logic Brewing. Duty, one of the trusty center backs. He certainly will see his role tweaked with the adjustments being made to the formation. I'm sure the young defender is up for the challenge, though. Oberton getting grabbed from the back by Ozzy Ramos. I'm actually going to say it's a foul on Oberton. Take a look at the replay again. Pushing away. I'm not sure. Maybe the initial push and they were playing advantage. It's the only explanation I could conjure up. Strong with a confident pass there. Bennett chasing him down. Valve turning and distributing. Bijev. So dangerous from the wings. But he can't get past Koa Santos. Well done job defending Bijev there, Koa Santos. I had another coach call William Bijev not just a USL Championship talent, but an MLS talent. So I would say good on Santos there, but he is also an MLS talent being loaned from Charlotte FC, so there you go. Quality player meets quality player. Both these teams coming off 3 points last weekend. A 3-1 victory at home for Central Valley over Richmond in their first matchup of the season. It was a very odd game for those who tuned in. Richmond got a red card off 2 yellows under 20 minutes into the match. And then going into the second half, a straight red was given to another one of their players. So Central Valley played a whole half up 2 players. Scored another goal to make it 3-1 in the second half of action. And it was, as one would anticipate, pretty much all Central Valley for the second 45. So I asked Martin Vasquez, when a game goes like that, how much can you actually take away from it? As the Jacks break down the pitch. Corey Bennett with Hornsby, back to Hager. Hager getting sandwiched there. And the ball back for Central Valley, and an entanglement, and another yellow card.
Devil's Logic caution issued to Independence.
Omar Sis is going to get waved on. Taking the brunt of that collision and the yellow card brought to you by Devil's Logic Brewing. That's his 6th yellow card of the season. So he'll walk away with a grimace. So we look at it again on the AccuVision LASIK replay. Collision was above the knee. I asked Martin Vasquez, what can you take away from a game like that? Because I'm sure you can't really provide too many positives in the second half outside of you didn't blow it. And he said, well, we took away 3 points. We took away a victory. And we finally won back-to-back games for the first time this season. He said, yeah, if not for those red cards, maybe the game would have gone different. They kept attacking, down 2-0 and down a man, and they end up scoring before halftime, so they had the momentum. So I'm happy our guys came out, were more careful with the ball in the second half, and got the job done. It'd be a lie if I said not all 3 points are created equal, but the fact of the matter is 3 points is 3 points, no matter how you get them. So I said, fair enough, when that was the takeaway that he gave to me. Sam Strong, the newest acquisition, or loanee to be precise, for Central Valley. Pairing up with Jordan Chavez as the two center backs. Take their time to push it up the pitch. Here's Fuego. Strolling his way forward, not picking up the pace. Bustamante could shoot, he does, and it's off the mark. Renato Bustamante, the veteran striker, getting the chance here. Nearly got away from Victor Fuego here. It's a heavy touch. He just stabs in to lay it off. It's a quality chance though, top of the 18. Bennett gets taken to the ground by Sam Strong. It'll be a free kick for the Jacks. Asked Mike Jeffries about what he saw on this Fuego side, what his impressions of them are. And the first thing he told me was they have excellent intensity. He says they got guys who could run at you, and defensively they are very physical. So it's going to take a lot to get by that back line. Certainly not a team you can push around. Here's some of that intensity there. Victor Fuego getting in there. Ends up being called for the foul. This long ball goes to Bennett and nearly connects with him. Getting there first was Ofek Antman. He also took a kick to the leg, and that's a yellow card for Bennett. We're under 20 minutes into this game, and we've got 3 yellow cards to the home side. 1 for each line of the formation, Duty, Sis, and Corey Bennett. This yellow card brought to you by Devil's Logic Brewing. Yeah. Taking a cleat to the side. I'm sure Antman didn't take lightly to that. Sis getting in there with the touch, able to pass it to Oberton. Looking to build it forward, but a loose pass gives it back to Central Valley. Bustamante waving some commands with the ball at his feet. And now here come the Jacks. Bennett lays it back to Sis. Oberton out wide. Santos into Hager. Fellow Charlotte FC teammate on loan. That cross gets a deflection, and we're going to get our first corner kick of the day. Moment of opportunity for the home side to give these fans a chance to cheer and make some noise. Our first Chick-fil-A corner kick of the evening. With the Miguel Ibarra back, you know for certain who's going to take the corner kick. Love to have his presence back on the team after missing out on that Tucson game. Here's Ibarra's service. Not a bad ball. Bennett going against goal to try to connect with that one. Away from goal to put it more accurately. It's Hager. Tries to send it back in. A lackluster cross at best. Don't miss a minute of the action in 2022. Whether your club is on the road or at home, catch nearly every second of USL League One action on ESPN+, the home to the USL, MLS, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. Or not tomorrow, but next Saturday, I know the Bundesliga is getting going. So if you want a full-on soccer-packed day, watch them in the morning, watch some League One in the evening. Football to your heart's content. This is promising for Charlotte. They have to hold it up, which gives Fuego time to track back and get into shape. Now Mbuyu, one-on-one. Working on Casillas. Tries to square it. Casillas does well. It'll be another corner kick. Set it in the open. You have to be careful about Mbuyu in one-on-one situations. He's so deadly. Does so well to beat the defender on him. So we get this Chick-fil-A corner kick. Miguel Ibarra once again. Who else? Long service, headed back down, and nothing will come of it, just a goal kick. Sis moving forward again, trying to thread the pass through to Bennett. I gave you Mike Jeffrey's thoughts on his opposition. I asked the same of Martin Vasquez, and he said that Charlotte have difference makers, and they will punish you if you give them an inch. He said Mbuyu, Oberton, Ibarra, to name a few, they have experience, ability, and quality. He said, but much like us, they've been a bit inconsistent, and have been trying to work on that throughout the season, just like we have. They've been really good some games, and other games not as good. But the fact of the matter is we have to prepare for their best. Obviously, they'd hope for a poor game from their opposition. I'm sure any coach across the league wants every game to be their opponent's worst game of the season. As the saying goes, hope for the best, prepare for the worst. Sis making his way forward to Mbuyu now. Mbuyu on Hornsby. Tried to slip it to Oberton. Victor Falk was privy, only for it to be given back to Dimmick. The captain going forward. He can't get past the third defender. Now Fuego on the break. Back and forth we go. Casillas to Cerritos. Miguel Ibarra wouldn't let anything go through. That's the thing about this game. With these two teams, it can pop off at any moment. Both so good springing forward and attacking with some space in front of them. So many guys who love to work with acreage ahead of them. Casillas swings in across. It's too far for Bustamante. Falk gets a touch on it. Cerritos now. Coming in fast was Hager. Corey Bennett collides with Casillas. Nothing to come of it. Here's a cross. Coming down, Bennett looking for the finish. Excellent sliding challenge. Diego Casillas once again. We've got a player down in the aftermath of that. Indignant there. It's Chris Hager. Let's take a look back at that again. Cross from Coa Santos. Hager collides. He wanted the foul, but Casillas Excellent on that sliding challenge. Bennett sitting with the ball at the top of the 6. Prime opportunity for Charlotte. And a scary moment for the visitors. Diego Casillas came to the rescue. Seems like he's doing all right. Talking about both Hager and Diego Casillas. Mentioned earlier, Hager comes from San Diego on a short-term loan from Charlotte FC. Several players a part of that cooperation between the two clubs in the Queen City. It's certainly the biggest chance of the evening. Couldn't be capitalized on by Corey Bennett. It's a good cross just over the head of Hager. We'll look to recreate it here in Buyu. Over on the right-hand side, working on Hornsby. Good moves from him. The assistant official will point to the corner. Another Chick-fil-A corner kick for you. High arcing service. Duty heads it on, but it's right down the middle. Antman just had to let it fall into his breadbasket. Less fall and more beam into his breadbasket. That's Shalom Duty. We know that he's a weapon on set pieces. Central Valley knows that for certain. Having let him score against them off a corner kick in the 89th minute of their last meeting. Was at the time assumed to be the game winner in that game. Talking about goals, mentioned the 3-2 victory for Charlotte on the road against Tucson. We weren't able to catch the last 10 minutes of that game due to the weather just interfering with our broadcast. And in that 10 minutes, Tucson was able to hold Charlotte at bay. The Independents scored. Chris Hager, the one who scored the goal. Kind of calling it the lost goal of League One, the last 10 minutes of the League One season. A rather important 10 minutes. 3 points ended up getting taken. So I asked Mike Jeffries, you know what, do my job for a quick second here. Tell me how that goal went down. I just want a picture painted in my head. His Duty clears that one away. And as Jeffries described it, he said, we were building down the left, sent a long 50-50 ball to Trezer Mbuyu, and the defender actually did well. Cleared it, but suffered a deflection, fell to Hagert's feet, put his laces through it, and he tucked it through traffic. Lots of bodies around, so it was a good goal. Of course, we'll never see that one come to the light of day. Seen it, but alas. We get a whistle and a foul here. Be a free kick for Central Valley. If you're traveling to Charlotte to see an Independence game, make sure you stay at the Hyatt Place downtown. The Hyatt Place is just blocks from the games and surrounded by endless dining options. Hyatt Place downtown, the official hotel of the Charlotte Independents.
All halftime contestants and Blue Cross Blue Shield award recipients, please make their way to the Gatorade sign by the elevator.
So although I've been forecasting some goals in this game. That's not exactly the mission in this one for Central Valley. Hornsby, the cross in the middle. The zipping effort gets cleared away. Asked Martin Vasquez, what's the mission this week in training? And he said to stay disciplined defensively. So that ball rolls all the way back to Adrian Zendejas. He said that we want to stay in a firm mid-block and, I quote, defend the house. Bijev over to the right-hand side. Partita takes the shot. It's pawed away. Zendejas having none of that. But Jesus Partita getting himself free there. Bijev drawing in two defenders, leaving Partita wide open. Our first corner kick for the visiting side. We got two great corner kick takers today, in Villian Bijev and Miguel Ibarra. Both can whip in a nice ball. Service comes in. Bit of a tumbling collision there. They're not going to say it's a corner kick. Sam Strong indignant about it. Likes to wear his shirt long, Sam Strong. The Independents will hit the road again on Saturday, August 13th to take on South Georgia Tormenta FC at 7:30 p.m. You can watch all the Jacks Road games for absolutely free on BayHackleSports.com. Tormenta adding another piece to their offense just this week, if you didn't know. We'll get to it at halftime. So that'll be another weapon that Charlotte will have to keep their eye on. Oberton. Poke to the outside by Mbuyu, and he'll get it right back. Actually, Sis will take it. One of these teams have a goal in them before the halftime break. Got about 10 more minutes plus stoppage time. Hager taps it to Ibarra. He could be a man to send in a nice cross. Instead, it'll be Santos. Oberton, some tight passing here. Oberton tries to fire. Deflected away by Chavez. Jacks take it quickly. Looking to pour it on right now. They felt the mid-block cracking, but now Central Valley able to win it right back. That one kept in play by Bijev. Although some guys in blue shirts didn't think so. Martin Vasquez said, we've got great attacking players who only need one good chance. So if we can hold up defensively, we know those guys will finish the job up top. He said, we're focused on Charlotte. We want to keep that 0 on the scoreboard. Cerritos. Rammed into by Mbuyu. Ref says it's clean. Just came in with some force. Hager strolling down that right-hand side, working on Hornsby. By Mbuyu. Opportunity missed. This game's gone on. Charlotte able to bear into Central Valley here. It's only been in spurts that the visitors have had opportunities. Home side just favoring in the possession battle right now at around 52%. It's the Fuego team that do like to hold the ball too, so it's a good feat. That ball thrown out of play. Asked Martin Vasquez about his training emphasis. That's the same thing of Mike Jeffries. But we'll hold on that. The Jacks are on the attack. Cross comes in. Bennett brings it down. And the Jacks jump into the lead. Corey Bennett with his 4th goal of the season. A Devil's Logic Brewing goal. Good enough to put the Jacks up top for now. Cue the drumming and the chanting. The Jamaican striker helping his side out here. Wasn't able to put away the opportunity earlier. He wouldn't make any mess of it this time. Here's a look at it again on the AccuVision LASIK replay. Hager with an excellent ball. Corey Bennett having to get it past Antman, and he does just that. So goal number 4 on the season for Corey Bennett. Assist number 3 on the air for Chris Hager. And the Jamaican from St. Andrew able to put his team up top once again. Last played with the Philadelphia Fury. Was there since 2019, which is over in Nisa. A pretty common fixture for this Charlotte Independence side. The offside flag's going to go up. So now it'll be a matter if they can hold this Fuego team at bay. I talked about their back four with Mike Jeffries, and he said, we got some trouble against Tucson since we shifted to a back four. They were able to play between the lines, and in possession we moved the ball well, but could have made some more runs slipping behind them. When it came to this week though, yeah, you're gonna make some tweaks to that, but the main emphasis was on recovery time. It's a tall order to travel across the country, especially when the schedule gets a little bit put out of whack by staying up until 2 a.m. Eastern time to finish out a soccer game. They'll be looking to bring this lead into the half. It's Bijev. A couple of steps, rides with Hager, and will win the free kick. Not a bad spot to swing in a ball. Let's see if Central Valley can put something on target here. They've had one shot on target so far in this game. That look from Partita earlier. Bijev will stand behind this set piece. Here's the service. That's palmed into the air by Adrian Zendejas. Partita. Look at that effort. Still going. He just got tossed to the ground. Koa Santos was the one in that one-on-one with him. But look at this effort. He just kept jostling with the ball, looking to get by Santos. Koa Santos has been given a yellow card, his 7th of the season. That's now 4 yellow cards to 0. This yellow card's brought to you by Devil's Logic Brewing. 4 yellow cards for the home side, none for the visitors. There'll be another free kick for Central Valley. And what is just a short corner kick in essence with its placement. But it won't be Bijev who delivers it, it'll be Ozzy Ramos. Bit of a shake-up here. Service comes in. Looks like that got headed up by Oberton. Hornsby back into the mixer. Bijev with the volley. The offside flag will keep that from going to the back of the net, at least in the figurative sense. Couple of chances there for Central Valley. At least something they can hang their hat on going into the break. But Charlotte will certainly be pleased to have the 1-goal advantage. They've looked the better side, looked the more promising side. And now the scoreline can indicate that. Something I noticed from Mbuyu in that Tucson game, and I asked Mike Jeffries about it, is that he was a lot more active up and down the pitch. And Mike Jeffries said, yeah, it's going to be a function of this new formation. With this new framework, Tracer Mbuyu is going to have to come back defensively more as Hagart pushes forward, gets taken down. There's Mbuyu. He'll deflect off his foot and go out for a corner kick. Folks, Charlotte's favorite barbecue, craft beer, and music festival returns in October at American Legion Memorial Stadium. The Hops and Hogs Festival returns with world-class pitmasters, national touring acts, and great local craft beers. Get your early bird tickets and save $10 by using the code ALMS10 at checkout at hopsandhogsfest.com. Again, the code is ALMS10. Need help remembering that it's American Legion Memorial Stadium. You just gotta think, what's the name of the stadium, and put it into an acronym. Bijev takes it up top. Cerritos can't get to it in time. Foul. A bobbling collection of the ball. 3 minutes of stoppage time. Cross comes in. Duty heads it away. And Mbuyu with the final touch. Uh-oh, here's Oberton, breaking down the pitch. Gabriel Oberton, the veteran, working on Strong. Oh, it's behind Bennett. A big chance for Charlotte, pushing forward on a counter on a moment's notice. But Oberton, Bennett not on the same page there. A pass behind or run too early. As I was saying though earlier about Mbuyu, with this new framework, more is asked of him defensively, but it also allows him to open out wide easier, giving he doesn't really have to share that space with the wingback behind him. Mike Jeffries thought he did well in that Tucson game, not just offensively, but defensively. I mean, if you've seen the header he scored in that game, fantastic, but he tracked back and contributed. We saw him just clear out the last chance that Central Valley had. He's been active. Going to complain if one of your best players is getting involved in more aspects of the game, as long as you don't run him into the ground. Here's Casillas. He's done well in this one. Martin Vasquez said that he's done a tremendous job in Nathan's absence. And as far as the back line is concerned, he said, I like Sam Strong and Jordan Chavez as a center back pairing. That's what we're we're seeing here today for Central Valley. He said they're two strong center backs. Strong was in a precarious spot a moment ago with Oberton coming to him. They were able to handle the emergency situation. A minute to go in this half. Once the whistle blows, and after a break, we got some halftime content coming your way, including recapping the midweek games, in case you missed those. We'll also get a quick look at Sac Republic's victorious night earlier this week. What a moment, what a night that was. Maybe one more chance for the Jacks. Ibarra weaving, squares it. It's Bennett. He stutters, fires, and he puts it away. Corey Bennett with a brace. Make it 2 for the Jacks. That's a good way to go into the break. A good show being put on by the Charlotte Independents here. This goal brought to you by Devil's Logic Brewing. Here's a look again on the AccuVision LASIK replay. Well done from Bennett there to just hold for another moment. Hornsby came sliding in, just taking 1 or 2 more steps, waiting for the right moment. And then he just launches it. Step, whack. That is a tough shot. That is an awkward angle, twisting your body around, and then just ripping it over to the back right corner. Corey Bennett. 3 goals coming into the day. He's got 2 in 45 minutes. Cue the halftime whistle. A tough one for a lot of this game, but Charlotte has breaking through. And you can thank that man right there, the Jamaican striker, Corey Bennett. 2 goals in his name, 2 goals for Charlotte Independents. And that is where we stand here at halftime. We're going to go to a break. When we come back, we've got halftime content coming for you on ESPN+.
Pain can't wait. That's why Novant Health is making access to orthopedic care easier than ever. Same-day appointments, after-hours care available for urgent needs, and the safest care in the region. Book now.
Drink it in. Powerful, vibrant, nutrient-rich fuel for healthy, active, experience-rich lives. So you can be your best self, live your best life, and rule the day.
Hi, I'm Scott, and I love Chick-fil-A nuggets because the flavor is unparalleled. As soon as you bite into them, you're in a happy place. The seasoning is perfect.
Hey, I'm Giovanni, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A nuggets is that they're perfectly breaded. There's just that right amount of crisp. I don't know what they're doing in the kitchen, but it's pure magic.
Well, folks, it's only 8 a.m. and it's going to be another hot one. Today's high is 85 degrees with lows ranging in the upper 50s. Tomorrow's more of the same, plus some light wind coming in from the northeast. Coming up at 8:30, Paul's got an exclusive
Babe,
heartwarming
it's
story
8 a.m.
Fried chicken, better with Pepsi.
Drink it in. Powerful, vibrant, nutrient-rich fuel for healthy, active, experience-rich lives. So you can be your best self, live your best life, and rule the day.
Pain can't wait. That's why Novant Health is making access to orthopedic care easier than ever. Same-day appointments, after-hours care available for urgent needs, and the safest care in the region. Book now.
Welcome back to halftime, brought to you by Novant Health. Gatorade fans is scientifically researched and game-tested for athletes like your Jacks. When you need hydration, choose the official isotonic sports drink of the Charlotte Independents, Gatorade. And fans, back on Tuesday, I bet players from both sides needed some Gatorade when they matched off in Madison. The second time they played this season, it was Omaha's season opener when they played last time. So a little bit of time has passed, and to get things started, we've got Nuhu coming in with the clearance, had the save of the week in his game last week in Week 17 against Greenville. The chances would come, but both sides struggled to put anything on net. Omaha just looking to get some of these 3 points with these games in hand. It hasn't come their way. Madison looked to score a couple times as well. Roje Smith donning the pink kit for the first time in league play. Can't help but think of pink lemonade when I see those uniforms. Not necessarily a bad thing, but food for thought. Meanwhile, near the end of the game, lo and behold, it's going to be our first shot on goal. Dion Akoff pops it into a Rosarena. He was able to get the job done, though. It's the 5th draw out of the 8 matches that these two teams have had against each other in their history. And also worth noting, we've had 9 0-0 games this season. Omaha's been involved in 5 of them. Now, we aren't going to have a 0-0 game here. John Bradford, desperate for a win. Darren Sawatsky is going to have to focus on the fact that he's missing 2 players due to red card suspension. And we got a lot of fun to come at Wake Med Soccer Park. Starting off with Shaq Adams, the new acquisition for North Carolina FC. He's got speed, he's got skill. He also just has a knack for being at the right place at the right time. Logged an assist in their game on the weekend against Tormenta. This time he was the goal scorer for North Carolina to give them the lead. And right here, Richmond would level it up. At first, it looked to be Jalen Chrysler, but then on second notice, it's Nicholas Molina with a little bit of a push from Jalen Chrysler. Whether that was fair or not, I guess is up for you to decide. But that, again, wouldn't be the end of it. Richmond just trying to hang on to that second place spot. But are they starting to lose it? Owain Gordon with the chance to take the lead here in the second half. And then the same chance would fall similarly to North Carolina, and they would put it away. Max Flick, who was so handy last year on that starting back line, getting the chance to play in this one, putting in the effort on the striking side. So a huge moment for him. North Carolina looking to hang on, get 3 points for the first time since June 18th. It's been a heck of a long time. But Terzaghi had other ideas. It's his 8th goal of the season, which ties him for second in the Golden Boot race with Garrett McLaughlin and, of course, Juan Galindrez. But we're still not done. That was a goal in added time. We still have another goal in added time. It's Richmond again, courtesy of Neil Vinyals once again. But this time it's Dakota Barnathan. Right place, right time. A second goal in stoppage time to give Richmond the unlikely victory. And Richmond fans who traveled just under 3 hours to come to Wake Med Soccer Park were treated with quite the fun game. But that'll do it for us here with the highlights from the midweek. When we come back, we'll have more halftime, but this first from the USL.
Drink it in. Powerful, vibrant, nutrient-rich fuel for healthy, active, experience-rich lives. So you can be your best self, live your best life, and rule the day.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Drink it in. Powerful, vibrant, nutrient-rich fuel for healthy, active, experience-rich lives. So you can be your best self, live your best life, and rule the day.
It's Keko. It's a great chance and parried away by Postgame. Weaving his way through, putting it on frame, and Villieto had to parry it over the bar. The Jamaican Malik Foster. The Panenka, absolutely disgusting. Hoisted this trophy plenty of times. Saved by Villieto. Rodrigo Lopez. It's improbable. It's indomitable. It's another cup set.
Indomitable indeed. Congratulations to Sacramento Republic for that historic victory. The first USL team since the Charleston Battery in 2008 to make the Open Cup final. If you're interested in going, it's on September 7th. Tickets just went on sale today, so be sure to think about it. And if not, you can always tune in on ESPN Plus with all of us here. Also, Ryan Sierkowski got added this week. He scored 3 goals in his first 4 appearances for Forward Madison when he made the swap from the New England Revolution 2 last season. So keep an eye out on if he makes an immediate impact again with the in-Cameron side as we look at the team of the week from last week. Victor Falk, of course, getting player of the week after he showed up against his former team. Omar Sis, Chris Hager, also representing the Charlotte Independents along with Trazer and Mbuyu at the bottom. Here's a look at the scores from last weekend along with the scores we took a peek at the highlights just a moment ago, presented by Hyatt Place. A lot of great games, and we've got some great games coming up as well, including a rematch of a record-breaking game that happened just about 2 weeks ago. You know I'm talking about Greenville Triumph and Tormenta. They're going to be meeting up at Legacy Early College this time around. Tormenta have had the upper hand in the series since last year, but there is that one draw, the one draw that happened in this game 2 weeks ago. 5-5 your final score. Both coaches are under the impression that this next game won't look anything like that one. But Ian Cameron's side thinks that they could score some goals, and John Harkes looking to get some payback against this Tormenta side. I know they were left flabbergasted after the first time these two teams met at Erk Russell Park this season. As we look at the other games happening, presented by Famous Toastery tomorrow, got some good choices. I would highlight Tucson, North Carolina. Those are two desperate teams looking to get into winning ways. It might be a bit of a, if you lose, your hopes for the playoffs are just about dashed. So two desperate teams, and when we come back from this break, we'll have the second half of action here on ESPN Plus. We'll see you on the other side.
Pain can't wait. That's why Novant Health is making access to orthopedic care easier than ever. Same-day appointments, after-hours care available for urgent needs, and the safest care in the region. Book now.
Drink it in. Powerful, vibrant, nutrient-rich fuel for healthy, active, experience-rich lives. So you can be your best self, live your best life, and rule the day.
Hi, I'm Scott, and I love Chick-fil-A nuggets because the flavor is unparalleled. As soon as you bite into them, you're in a happy place. The seasoning is perfect.
Hey, I'm Giovanni, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A nuggets is that they're perfectly breaded. There's just that right amount of crisp. I don't know what they're doing in the kitchen, but it's pure magic.
Well, folks, it's only 8 a.m. and it's going to be another hot one. Today's high is 85 degrees with lows ranging in the upper 50s. Tomorrow's more of the same, plus some light wind coming in from the northeast. Coming up at 8:30, Paul's got an exclusive
Babe,
heartwarming
it's
story.
8 a.m.
Fried chicken, better with Pepsi.
Drink it in. Powerful, vibrant, nutrient-rich fuel for healthy, active, experience-rich lives. So you can be your best self, live your best life, and rule the day.
Pain can't wait. That's why Novant Health is making access to orthopedic care easier than ever. Same-day appointments, after-hours care available for urgent needs, and the safest care in the region. Book now.
In the
We're here in the closing moments of the Novant Health Halftime Show. Fans, be sure to grab your tickets for We Are With Ukraine Night on Friday, August 5th at 7 p.m. The Jacks will take on Ford Madison, and a portion of ticket sales will go toward the Ukrainian Congress Committee of America's Charlotte branch. And fans can also make donations at the match. Head to charlotteindependence.com to learn more. Well, if you weren't here for the first 25 or 45 minutes, here's a look at the highlights brought to you by Uncle Mattio's Pizza. Some chances for Central Valley. For a while, it was a bit of a back and forth, both teams feeling it out. Jesus Partida with maybe the best chance of the evening so far for Central Valley. Getting freed open after two different defenders bit onto Bijev in the middle. But Zendejas was ready for it. Then we get the first goal. Just look at this ball from Hager. Absolutely just a peach. And Bennett brings it down, springs into action, gets the job done. Omar Sis doing well to wheel around and know that Hager would be over there out wide. And then delivers the goods. Corey Bennett puts it away, makes it 1-0. And then right before the break, one more chance. Fuego loses the ball. Overton gets it to Ibarra. Ibarra says, don't worry, I got it from here. Squares in the middle. Corey Bennett. And that is a tough shot. I can't say it enough. First off, to be able to hold the ball right after you're already halfway through committing, taking the shot earlier on, to stop on a dime, turn, adjust, and then contort your body to make that work that's impressive. So look at the halftime stats brought to you by Novant Health. See there, the shots disparity about equal, but the Independents have had the greater share of genuine chances, and the scoreline goes to show that. Central Valley have not won a game when trailing at halftime. They've also just haven't won a game when trailing at all. So, or when conceding the first goal. So here we are. Can they break that trend, or will the Jacks hold on, add to their lead? We'll have to see. And these are two goal-happy sides. And I'm sure Central Valley will come right flying out the gates. So we are going to get one substitution from the trailing side. Alexis Cerritos' night is over. Coming in his stead is Sharif J. Jay starting in the game on Saturday. And this substitution brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield North Carolina. Falk has the ball again. Saw he was player of the week for his brace and assist performance against his former team, the Richmond Kickers. Overton galloping his way forward. He's got Bennett on the left-hand side. He's been the money man today. Maybe looking to sniff out a hat trick here. Got 45 minutes to score a third goal. See us holding the ball. They'll play it back to Sam Strong. I'm sure Charlotte will be content with the ball being knocked around in the backfield for Central Valley. The slower the game is, it's all to work to their favor. Sis bearing that pressure there nicely from Victor Falk. Not going to get rattled. Ibarra. He gets it right back and sends another good ball to Santos. Koa Santos. Threading ball in the middle. Zipping it forward to Mbuyu. Mbuyu charges forward, gets by Partita. Mbuyu fires. It's off target, but maybe it clipped the Central Valley Fuego defender, and it looks like it did. So it's going to be our first Chick-fil-A corner kick of the second half. Headed down, falls to Hagert. Not before Casillas can have his way with it. Now here's our first look at Sharif J today. We'll switch it to Bijev. Valian Bijev jostling for it, but Omar Sis gets the ball. We'll get Sis there. Morgan on the start. And Mbuyu with the move. Confidence is eking out of this Jack side right now. Sis has taken some one-on-one moments and has done well against both Falk and Bijev already here in the second half. Some confident passing going forward for Charlotte. Matter of if Central Valley can knock them off their flow. Right now, it looks good for the home side. They'll be wanting to score, but they also got to make sure they don't get into a deeper hole than they're already in. Martin Vasquez talked about how he wants to be disciplined in their mid-block. He wants the guys to be disciplined. Santos. Hornsby. We'll have to turn around and give back to Hagert. Hagert's cross will go out for another corner kick, brought to you by Chick-fil-A.
That's another Chick-fil-A corner kick for your Jacks.
Vasquez said that if we win the ball higher up on the pitch and counter, then take care of the ball when it's ours, then we can come out with a good performance, but they've had to sit back and take a lot of heat throughout this game. Ibarra's service, headed away by Falk. He's been very involved today. Now Sis, some room to work with. There's some open space, Dimmick in the middle. Chavez is able to head it upward. Oberton back inside. A couple of takes, and it goes through. Hector Acosta makes it 3 for the Jacks. A great start to the second half is rewarded with a third goal on the day.
Fans, you know what it is. That's
A Devil's Logic Brewing goal and a second goal of the season for Hector Acosta, the defender. It's turning into a great night here for Charlotte. Falk heads it away. And then Sis is given a lot of room to work with. Clay Dimmick is wide open. Chips it in. Oberton gives it a second serving. He just clips it. Not the cleanest hit on the ball, but hey, it hits the back of the net. It hits the back of the net. Hector Acosta, the Venezuelan. Getting a look on this back line. Just his 5th start of the season, Carson Talboys not available to play, one of the typical guys to start on that back line, but Acosta, so far, defensively, they've done well, and now he's got a goal to his name. Hager gets tripped up and will draw the foul and the whistle. So now a 3-goal deficit and humidity that Central Valley is not quite accustomed to. Martin Vasquez said we learned a hard lesson about the climate over here on the East versus Greenville. We ran out of gas at the end. Maybe they're better adjusted this time around, but the fact of the matter is they're down 3 goals. A steep, steep hill to climb for the visitors. It's been tough on the road this season at times for Charlotte. Able to get a win at Tucson, though. But here, in front of their home crowd, they have done well. They've also scored a lot of goals. If you recall their 6-goal performance against Madison a little while back. They can put it on you. And Mbuyu pushing forward again. Hager, what a step. Hager still going, pressing along with it. Santos chips it back across. And here's a rocketed shot from Sis. They are pouring it on right now. But that one will roll out of the stretch of Coa Santos. It'll be a deep corner. There you have it. When they're at home, good things happen for Charlotte. American Legion Memorial Stadium, a bit of a fortress. Which is interesting because in contrast, Central Valley, typically a great team on the road, they're just now starting to find their rhythm at home. Oberton tried to roll it back, but couldn't get it out in time. Sam Strong interrupting that process. Now Jay. Some room to operate. To Bijev, that's a crunching tackle from Santos. Fair play, though. Worth noting coming into the game today, Central Valley with a +1 goal differential. And now they're going to throw in 2 more substitutions to try to make things right here. Christian Cheney and Tunde Akinlasotu. Akinlasotu will come in for Diego Casillas. That's a striker for, in the case of this game, a defender. And then Bustamante coming out for Cheney. They're going to need some magic. He's been able to bring it this season. Both these substitutions brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield North Carolina. Yeah, just a +1 goal differential on the road coming into today. Now it's at -3 as it stands for Central Valley. And they're a goose egg at home as far as goal differential is concerned. Overton stepping on that pass. More like running into that pass. Hager all the way in the corner. Knocked out by Michael Hornsby. Mentioned in the first half, a win on the road at Tucson with a twist. A long, long break for weather for the last 10 minutes of the game to be played. I asked Mike Jeffries, and this is a guy who's been around the game for a while, so he's seen his fair share of things, but that's not something you get to see too often. And I asked him, what are the things you're thinking? What are you focused on when you have a break that long. And he said it's tough because you don't know how long the break is going to be when you go in, because it's all about a certain amount of time after thunder strikes 7 miles within the area of the stadium. So it could just be 30 minutes, or it can be like 2 hours, like what happened last weekend. And he said the biggest thing we focus on is we can't let the players get tight. So with 2 hours waiting, you don't focus on tactics. As Acosta, the goal scorer, clears that one out of play. Says you want to stay relaxed and then get things wound up again when play is approaching. As we get a loose boot. Let's play spot the guy who's missing a shoe. It looks like it's Acosta. Gonna get that one back on. To be fair, that was the less important shoe, the one that didn't score the goal. Wasn't too bent up about it. Partita, inventive to create space. Bijev! Oh, trying to slice that one in. Well done from Partita there to create a window to send that cross in. Not a bad ball at that. Here's a look again on the Activision LASIK replay. Just a good cut. And it's not a bad spot for Bijev. I'm sure he'll wish he did better there. At least give something for Zendejas to handle. It's going to take some big efforts to put the visiting side back into this game. During that stretch, that break for 2 hours, different players did different things to make sure they didn't get tightened up. The choice for some of the players was head tennis. And one interesting thing to account for that you wouldn't think about on an average day in an average game, but Mike Jeffries told me going from 90 degrees in the desert heat to into a locker room with AC, it feels nice. That's also a quick way for muscles to tighten up and call it quits. And on any normal day, that wouldn't ever be a problem, because by the time you're going to the locker room, it's game over or halftime, and you're only in there for about 10, 15 minutes, not even 15 minutes for halftime. Something you don't think about during your average game, but when you have a waiting time like you do, when a monsoon sweeps through Tucson, Arizona, certainly not all the threats are just the whipping rain outside. Hager taps it out to the left-hand side. Now Omar Sis to Oberton. They don't need to force anything. They can knock the ball around until they find something to their liking. Bijev applying some pressure. And the option to play back is never a bad one. Pepsi Cola is the official soft drink of the Charlotte Independents. Enjoy an ice-cold Pepsi at your next Independence game. Pepsi, born in the Carolinas. Santos in the middle to Oberton. Plays it back out wide. Hornsby steps on it first. Now Mbuyu turns, and Mbuyu going. And Mbuyu taking down the box. Oberton launches. It's still up in the air. Zendejas. It bobbles around. The keeper gets it in the end. And check that, that's Antman. Wrong side of the pitch. Offside flag goes up there. scary moment for Central Valley. They can breathe a sigh of relief. At least as much as a sigh of relief you can give when you're down 3 goals. Victor Falk, one of their players who have been an active contributor today, as he's been all season. That game against the Richmond Kickers, he was phenomenal. Going up against his former team. Assists. Runs forward. Hager with some room to Bennett! Make it a hat trick. What a night for Corey Bennett. It's a 4-0 lead for the Jacks. And he's the poster child of this one. He has put this team to sleep. What a performance by Corey Bennett. And this hat-trick goal brought to you by Devil's Logic Brewing. It's the 3rd hat-trick of the season in League One play. And of course, the first League One hat-trick in Charlotte Independence's history. Corey Bennett has shown flashes of promise all season long. And it's really coming to fruition here. Now this one of the more open opportunities he's had throughout the season. But the thing about strikers is you still got to put it away. And after missing that first chance early on that got stopped by Casillas, he has left no doubt with any other chance that has fallen to his lap. Spent 3 years with Northeastern University before spending his final college year at Radford, where he scored 6 goals there as opposed to 3 goals. Or he scored 6 goals total collegiately, had 3 goals with Radford, and just 3 goals across his 3 years at Northeastern. Mentioned earlier, Philadelphia Fury before he came to Charlotte. What a night for him. And he has doubled his goal tally on the season in just 1 outing. Again, Charlotte Independence with a victory puts them at 3rd place in the standings as of right now. We got some games happening tomorrow. There's Bennett again. He gets tugged and draws the foul. And we've got our first booking of the day for a Central Valley Fuego player. It's Jordan Chavez with his 4th of the season.
Issue to Fuego FC's.
And that yellow card brought to you by Devil's Logic Brewing. So Independence at 25 points right now, which puts them a point above Tormenta and Madison. They play Madison next week. Talking about Charlotte. Tormenta play tomorrow against Greenville. You'll be rooting for a draw just because you don't want Greenville to be picking up points, and that would keep Charlotte ahead of Tormenta. They'd be tied at points, but Charlotte would have the advantage with the total wins on the season, 7 versus 6. Another set piece chance here. Maybe Santos is itching to take this one directly to goal. We're going to get a substitution here before that takes place. Grayson Barber, a usual fixture off the bench for the Jacks.
Number 24, Grayson Barber.
Santos couldn't get past the wall. Here's a couple of housekeeping. Bijev coming out for Maxi Schenfeld. Brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield, North Carolina. And then Hagar tonight has ended with Barber coming in. Also brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield, North Carolina. And there's the substitute now, Maxi Schenfeld. That was a tight spot to switch into. He was able to pull it off, but Sis, the one collecting the ball as he does. Talking about upcoming games, the Independents will be back here at American Legion Memorial Stadium on Saturday, August 27th at 7 p.m. for Pediatric Cancer Awareness Night presented by Novant Health. Watch the Jacks take on the Chattanooga Red Wolves with tickets starting at $7 at charlotteindependence.com. Have a couple games between now and then, but I'm sure Charlotte is itching to make right a wrong the last time they played Chattanooga. So here's a fact for you. As far as hat tricks are concerned, the last time the Charlotte Independents had a hat trick was September 6th of 2020. And if you've been watching this team for a while, of course it was in the USL Championship, I'm sure you could guess who it was. It was Dane Kelly, one of the all-time leading scorers in USL history. It's the fourth time in Independence history that the club has had a hat trick, today with Corey Bennett. And also, fun fact, if you want to know who that hat trick was against back in 2020 in the USL Championship, it was none other than North Carolina FC, who are also in the USL League One. So, funny how things happen. Not to beat a dead horse here with North Carolina FC. It's been tough for them recently. They'll be looking to wrong some rights as well tomorrow at Tucson, which is the last trip that Charlotte had to make. And they'll be looking to clean the memory of that Richmond game we looked at halftime. Absolutely brutal. Barber making his way forward, plays it out wide to Oberton. Couple good steps. Oberton still pushing forward. Plays in the middle. It's knocked out for a Chick-fil-A corner kick.
That's a Chick-fil-A corner kick for your Independence.
Oberton will make his way over to it. He'll take it instead of... Oh, maybe he won't take it. It's going to be Coa Santos. I was going to say he'll take it instead of Ibarra, but I guess that part still stands. Coa Santos now slipping into that spot. Ball comes in, headed away. Christian Cheney on the end of that one. Now Santos again. Gashing in, sends it himself. It'll look like it hit the hand of Ant-Man, I suppose. So it'll be a goal kick. We're going to get a substitution here. Ozzy Ramos is going to come out and making just his second appearance of the season, and he'll play way more minutes than he did last time. Kesley Neves, the Brazilian midfielder, just 22 years old, will get some quality minutes here on the road. Played just 6 minutes in his one other appearance this season. This substitution brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield, North Carolina. Buyu getting clipped, winning the free kick. The Jacks return home for We Are With Ukraine night on Friday, August 5th at 7 p.m. The Jacks will take on Forward Madison, and a portion of ticket sales will go toward the Ukrainian Congress Committee of America Charlotte branch. Fans can also make donations at the match. Head to charlotteindependence.com to learn more. And another whistle here from our head official, Emma Richards. Miguel Ibarra giving her the talk to right now. Obviously not pleased with the collision, and the substitute going to get a quick yellow card here.
Caution issued to number 11 from Fuego FC. Just entering the match, number 11, Kelsey Neves.
He just got in here. Devil's Logic brewing yellow card. Perhaps that was what Miguel Ibarra was arguing for. Oh, we may have something else in the books. Oh, just the ball. Kind of need that to get the game started. If you're looking for a little Greek, a little Southern, and always fresh, enjoy a great meal and an ice-cold Pepsi at your local Showmars. Just tuning in. You don't need me to tell you that it's been a good night for Charlotte Independence, but what you may need to know is that Corey Bennett, with the third hat trick of the season in USL League One, fourth in Charlotte Independence history. Barber making his way down the left-hand side, plays it in the middle. Chavez clears it out. That's a tough spot to clear the ball. Chavez, handy and reliable. I don't want to play it off of Ibarra's face. Got the job done, though. So, worth noting, 3 goals has been the ticket to a point at least this season. If you score 3 goals, you don't lose. And in most cases, you're going to win 23 victories for the teams that score 3+ goals this season, with just 2 draws being the exceptions. Of course, the 5-5 draw that we talked about at halftime, and then the 3-3 draw that we talked before the game started between these 2 teams. We're going to get 2 substitutions here. Diego Rocha and Ilya Shevtsov will come into the game. So Omar Sis will come out of the game. Diego Rocha will take his place. And also coming out is the man of the night, Corey Bennett. He'll go to the bench, feeling pretty proud of himself. And here's a look at the cherry on top, the hat trick.
And entering the match for the Independents, number 4,
popped over.
Fuego. And number 18, Ilya Shevtsov.
So he'll sit over there at the bench. Omar Sis also making his way over. He scored a goal back on Saturday. Took it with his left foot. It was an impressive take. He has 2 goals this season. And I thought both of them were off his left foot. When I asked Mike Jeffries, he said, actually, that's the first time I've ever seen him score with his left foot. Then Buyu goes down the right side, plays it in the middle, and zooms by him. Mike Jeffries was saying about Omar Sis that he mainly scores with his right, and he does it frequently in practice. He's done well this season. He isn't going to get poach goals because he's not going to be in the 6-yard box. He's going to be making those late runs. He had an opportunity or 2 in this game, but he's done more well holding the ball and defensively winning the ball back. But I could have sworn the other goal he scored, which was against Madison, was with his left foot, so I had to go back and look, trusting Mike Jeffries' assessment. He scored it from a similar spot. He scored the first goal, but he used his right foot, oddly enough, in that first goal he scored this season, which makes it more impressive given the position he shot it from. So there you have it. Omar Sis, not a left-footed guy. He just got a boot on him. Boy, have they been treated to some fun tonight. Show up and get some 4 goals, I mean, worth the price of admission. Costa. By the way, the other guy who scored tonight, outside of Corey Bennett. Drums still going here for the fans here at American Legion Memorial Stadium. Certainly been a good night. They'll be thinking third place. Watching tomorrow. Ideally, they could still be in third place if Tormenta draw with the Greenville Triumph. And then on top of that, look at the other slate of games. As Jay somehow drags that one forward and ends up deflecting off of him for a goal kick. Folks, Charlotte's favorite barbecue, craft beer, and music festival returns in October at American Legion Memorial Stadium. The Hops and Hogs Festival returns with world-class pitmasters, national touring acts, and great local craft beers. Get your early bird tickets and save $10 by using code ALMS10 at checkout at hopsandhogsfest.com. Again, ALMS10, which is $10 for saving $10, or 10 for saving $10, and then ALMS, which is just the acronym for American Legion Memorial Stadium. There you go. Madison play the Hailstorm tomorrow. So in theory, you could root for a win or a draw. A draw usually is better for every other team in the league because that's not 3 points being given to an individual team. Madison would also be at 25 points, tied with Charlotte, but Charlotte would still have the tiebreaker over them as well because they have 7 wins to Madison's 6. Funny how that works out. You would anticipate that the first tiebreaker would be goal differential, which is not ideal for the Independents in this case, but instead, it's total wins first to break the tie, so just something to keep your eye on as the season goes on. As that rolling pass comes in. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern. Plus, hear live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 in the SXM app. Wesley Nevis rips a shot, end up rolling off target. We're going to get 2 more Charlotte substitutions. So Mbuyu is going to come out for Thomas Maya, and then Gabriel Oberton will come out for Jefferson Amaya. Put some young blood in there. As this game winds down.
Entering the match for your Independence, number 16, Thomas Maya.
We've chalked up the goal scorers as we look at these substitutions. Finish their way, brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield, North Carolina. A hat trick from Corey Bennett and a goal from Hector Acosta. The 3 goals from Bennett were all assisted, 2 of them by Hagart, and then 1 by Miguel Ibarra, which puts him at 6 assists on the season, which is just 1 behind Jonathan Bolaños, who's in the lead in the assists category. He's had an incredible season and has a smaller body of work to show for it. But Ibarra nipping at his tail. Schenfeld with the cross. Looking for Cheney, just a little bit too low. Zendejas will catch it and take his time with it. The 2022 League Two playoffs are in full swing. We've reached the second weekend of matches. Watch all the action Friday and Sunday. Go to USLLeague2.com for more information on how to watch and follow all the drama. That's some fun, USL League Two, especially for the playoffs. And if you don't think many of those players will be playing in League One next season, you'd be mistaken. Look at the team that won last year, the Des Moines Menace. So many players from that team are now showing flashes and doing well with League One sides now. And of Fernando Garcia off the top of my head, and I know there are others. It's that USL pipeline. Really showing its stuff. Checks up. Taps it back. I would say if you're a Charlotte fan tomorrow, you're hoping for draws between Madison and NoCo, Northern Colorado, and then Greenville and Tormenta, because that would keep you in third place. Doesn't really matter what happens in the North Carolina-Tucson game. No matter who wins that game, you're still going to be ahead of them. And then Omaha and Chattanooga. You don't want either of those teams winning that game, because if either one of them wins that game, or actually only if Omaha wins that game, as I'm doing the math in my head, would they get put ahead of you with 26 points. Chattanooga winning, they'd still be behind you by 1 point with 24. A draw would keep them both at bay. So if you want me to put it simple for you, draws galore tomorrow works in your favor. And the same could be said for Central Valley as well. Maya gets it back from Barber. Costa gets it forward to Jefferson Amaya. He's going to draw the foul. Good free kick spot. I think this is the moment where you can just give a player the chance to take a shot from here. Get some in-game practice. You're up 4 goals already. Either that or you can just test out a set piece. But my thought is let a player, let it fly and get into a free kick groove, because there are certain games where the only chance you're going to get is from a set piece, and if you've got a guy who can just buy you a goal from a dead ball, that's invaluable. And sometimes it just takes getting into a confident spell. Rocha. Not a bad take, but Ofik Antman is more than just not a bad keeper. Falk bracing the pressure there. Martin Vasquez called his game last Saturday a good day in the office, which may be underselling a little bit, but if that's the mentality Victor Falk has, and that's his mentality to come in and bring that intensity game in and game out. I asked Martin Vasquez if maybe there's some motivation going into the game, because I remember asking about Maxi Schenfeld before they played Tucson, and he said maybe there's motivation for Maxi, but we want him focused on the team and on how we play. You don't want anyone getting too brash when they play against former teammates. So I didn't ask him before the Richmond game about Victor, and then Victor turned around and had the game he had. And Martin Vasquez said that maybe there was some motivation, but he's one of our most consistent performers, and he's been getting his chances offensively all season, and it paid off on Saturday. Certainly a springboard kind of win for the Jacks. The road doesn't get easier from here. You got Madison, Tormenta, Omaha, Chattanooga, all teams right in the thick of it. Some decisive games in the month of August for Charlotte.
On Friday, August 5th.
So they're going to have to stay on their A game. This is a way to do it against a quality side, especially a quality side that does well on the road typically. Of course, getting some of this talent back, like Ibarra, is certainly going to be helpful. And we'll just wait on Ivan Luqueta and Carson Talboys. And Ayrton Paez has been out for quite a long time, but he's another dynamic player that this team has on the roster. That's a name that hasn't been on the radar this season for the most part, but once he gets back into the swing of things, could prove to be a vital piece to this Charlotte machine. I want to roll out of play. Maybe another goal kick for the leading side. Tunde Akinlasotu. Pushed it forward. It's his 9th appearance of the season. He's been out hurt, so it's nice to see him back into the swing of things. Schenfeld, some room to operate. Decided to let it fly and bounces off of Acosta. It will be a Chick-fil-A corner kick as we get 2 minutes of added time here before the final whistle is blown by Emma Richards. I'm sure we won't be dawdling around once those 2 minutes is done. Had some games this season where you get a lot of stopping in the added minutes, so the ref then adds on even more on top of the allotted time. I don't think that'll be the case here tonight. And it's going to be a goal kick. And we're going to get a yellow card. Looks like to Christian Cheney. Get that confirmed for you in a moment, and actually, it was Maxi Schenfeld. Double take. It was Christian Cheney. Live TV, folks. His 5th yellow card of the season. Brought to you by Devil's Logic Brewing. One more free kick here for Central Valley. Maybe look for a consolation goal here. Try to help their goal differential as well. They're at +1 on the season coming into the day. Do the math. Now they're at -3. And if come the end of the season, and it may just be that, the difference between a home playoff game, going to the playoffs, a bye, you're going to want the goal differential, the wins, all in your favor when you can take the chance. Victor Falk scored from a free kick last weekend. He gets not quite the go-ahead. Now I'll take it. Oh, bending effort. Not quite on frame. And that'll do it for tonight. A dominant performance from the Jacks. Mike Jeffries will be pleased with how this one panned out, but he'll be even more pleased than him is Corey Bennett, the 3rd hat trick of the season. It's a good day to be a Jack. 4-0 your final score. Just a dominant performance, and there's a look at the man of the hour, or man of the 90 minutes, if you will. That's a good way to get a striker into a good run of form. It looked like a moment of mayhem here, but everything seems civil. Adrian Zendejas with his 3rd clean sheet of the season. I'm sure that on top of the 4 goals, Mike Jeffries and crew will be happy about getting another 0, holding a team at bay, including a team with as much firepower as Central Valley. As we look at Corey Bennett, you can see there, 3rd hat trick in the league this season, 4th in Charlotte Independence history. It's been almost 2 years since the last time he got a hat trick. And let's take a look at those goals again. Let's take a trip down brief memory lane. Starts with this beautiful ball from Hager. And our man of the match brought to you by Noda Brewing Company easily is Corey Bennett. That second goal, wildly impressive as an individual effort from Bennett. And then the last one, there it is. Tucking it home. That's a striker's finish. Composed, confident, don't overthink it. Just get it to the back of the net and get that hat trick. And now sign some signatures. We're going to go to break. When we come back, we'll wrap up our thoughts on this game. We'll see you on the other side on ESPN+.
Pain can't wait. That's why Novant Health is making access to orthopedic care easier than ever. Same-day appointments, after-hours care available for urgent needs, and the safest care in the region. Book now.
What's the difference between good and great? Good tries to get it right every time. Great actually does. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details so you always get exactly the look you want. Great clips. It's gonna be great. What's the difference between good and great? Good is when your haircut costs less. Great is when it still meets high standards. At Great Clips, you'll always get the haircut you want for less. And with our easy online check-in app, you'll save time too. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Fun fact, you know Mountain Dew and spicy chicken is the perfect combo?
Does it look like I don't know that?
Okay. Didn't mean to ruffle your feathers.
You know, we both did the employee training, Gary.
Okay, don't jump down my beak.
Doing spicy? Do the do.
Pain can't wait. That's why Novant Health is making access to orthopedic care easier than ever. Same-day appointments, after-hours care available for urgent needs, and the safest care in the region. Book now.
Welcome back to post-game coverage brought to you by Novant Health. Novant Health is the official healthcare provider of the Charlotte Independence with locations all across North Carolina. There's surely a spot close to you. Visit NovantHealth.org to learn more. A clean sheet for Sendejas, and right next to him, the hat trick man himself, Corey Bennett. That's the hot spot to be right now in American Legion Memorial Stadium. Get by those two guys. And here's the highlights brought to you by Mattios Pizza. Starting in the 39th minute, the deadlock breaking goal. Probably the best goal team effort-wise of the day. Just a beautiful ball. And then Bennett has his way with it. Starts here at midfield, assists, wheels around, his nose right where Hagart's going to be. And then, oof, put it on a platter, Hager. Corey Bennett will be thanking him after that one. And then right before the break, this was really the moment you thought, okay, this is a Charlotte Independence game, because a 1-0 goal lead, that's nothing. That's nothing in a game. But then Corey Bennett does this. That's when, if you're a Jacks fan, you're feeling pretty comfortable about how this game is going. They looked the better team for the first 35 minutes. They get the first goal to reward them for it. Then you get this goal before half to really solidify your spot in this game. And now you just got to make sure that Central Valley doesn't come out of the gates in the second half and take the reins on the match. You know how you do that? Score a third goal. A little bit more of a choppy goal, but hey, they all count the same. Hector Acosta will be feeling happy about it. He's a defender. He doesn't get too many chances to score, and he does well with it here. Doesn't have to look the prettiest. All you have to do is connect your foot to the ball and get it to the back of the net. It was a tough spot for Antman to get to. Make it 3-0, but we are not done yet. They would keep pouring it on, and then the magical moment would come for Corey Bennett. Moment number 3 of the season in USL League One, that a player has hit 3 goals, and Corey Bennett would tuck it away. His easiest of the 3 efforts on the night, but maybe the sweetest of the 3. Make it 4-0 and make it a hat trick for Corey Bennett as we look at the full-time stats brought to you by Novant Health. Worth noting to Gelabara again, his 6th assist this season, which puts him just one behind Jonathan Bolaños. The shot disparity still not dramatic, but the fact of the matter is the Independents, especially in the second half, were in the driver's seat, taking control, applying the pressure, and then just in the possession difference only grew in the second half. 15% against a team that does well to hold the ball in most games they play in. So an overall impressive performance from the Charlotte Independents. And here is how everything breaks out with the standings, brought to you by Birdsong Brewing Company. Third place for the Jacks. Meanwhile, Central Valley still above the playoff line, but that probably won't be the case after tomorrow goes, because some teams have to get points, including those teams below them in Omaha, Chattanooga, Northern Colorado. And here is the schedule for tomorrow, brought to you by Famous Toastery. A lot of good games, a rematch of the 5-5 game between Greenville Tormenta. Madison NoCo is going to be great. Union Omaha and Chattanooga is going to be great. And then Tucson in North Carolina in a slugfest to stay alive at the end of the night. We've got a lot of great soccer content coming your way tomorrow, folks. And that's the end of our soccer content tonight. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. For our entire broadcasting crew, my name is Mark Schoenstert, and I'm thanking you for
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.